Calling all Wildcats. We are looking for your videos for SI's Got Talent 2. If you have a special talent, please send us a short video clip and you may be on an upcoming Wildcat Alumni Network video. Go Cats!
If you grew up in or around San Francisco, I'm sure you'll agree that attending your first concert was a memorable experience. The intensity of the sound and lighting, the collective energy of the crowd pressing towards the stage, the fashion and customs of the times. San Francisco has been at the center of some of the world's most recognized musical performers, earning a reputation for a city open to innovation, change, and having a whole lot of fun along the way. Admittedly, there are few regulations in the SI Student Handbook to address having thousands of young students dancing and screaming at a concert performance. But there have been 2 concerts organized by St. Ignatius for students. Interestingly, they were 52 years apart, but share many key similarities. Both concerts featured performers who went on to achieve worldwide stardom. Both concerts were sold-out events. Both featured SI student performances, and both created bonds and memories that will resonate for those in attendance for a lifetime. And as you will learn, these shows were produced in times of worldwide uncertainty and change. A bold move by St. Ignatius, and one more reason why we can proudly say, we are SI.
I think it's an airplane in honor of someone, maybe an alumni of SI.
I kind of know who Buffalo Springfield is because of my mom.
No. Who are they?
24K Goldn. I've heard of him somewhere. Was that from a Bond movie? Our freshman year started the week that Dr. King gave his I Have a Dream speech. 2 months later, we're in school and we get word that President Kennedy has been assassinated. The famous Edmund Pettus Bridge March is our junior year. Watts is our junior year. There's race riots around the country, including some in San Francisco. The Vietnam War is dividing households.
I was actually on student government at that time, and we had discussed student engagement. And Jeff Glosser came into the year and told us this year is going to be unlike any other year. Student engagement is going to be at an all-time high, and it's kind of a new era of Wildcats.
They were just asking if anyone had any connects. And actually one of my older brother's best friends, Aiden Banfield, he's class of 2018. He became friends with 24K Goldn, who is from San Francisco, went to Lowell, and they became friends at college at University of Southern California. That's how I kind of got him connected with Mr. Glosser to help set up the concert last year.
And Jeff Glosser was like, well, we should combine this with a basketball game. So there's like incentive, all these kids show up at the basketball game. We have all this like fun, student spirit, rallying, kind of get the energy up, and then conclude it with a concert.
When you think back on it, holy smoke, how did they get these people?
Peter Savoya was a Jesuit scholastic. He had family connections with the mamas and papas. And so apparently he went and talked to Bill Graham and said, we'd like to throw a great concert. We're pretty sure we can get the mamas and papas. We'd like you to get one of your good bands, maybe the Jefferson Airplane. And Mama Cass ended up pregnant. And so they decided not to travel. Bill Graham reached into his many, many bands that played for him and got the Buffalo Springfield to be the backup band.
Jam-packed. And for many of us, it was the first official rock concert. So when you're a sophomore in high school and you hear all this noise and stories about rock concerts, this was our first to actually have one with some big name acts.
Yes, I was there that night, and I remember it very vividly. I was new to the school, and I was an assistant to Father High, a job I thought I'd only have for a few months. But in any event, after 40 years, I remember it so very vividly. I was told to go up and control the animals because they were hanging onto the rail they wanted to jump over. Of course, I weighed probably 120 pounds in those days. And yes, they succeeded in pushing me over. And it was my good friend, Mr. Klein and Mr. Buckley that saved the day for me. It was a great event, but let me just say, they never touched me again. God love you.
The Commons was packed. The kids were so packed and excited about this event that they start pushing into the stage. The stage was rocking. Myself and my fellow dean, Mr. Carlos Escobar, were rocking side to side. They're pushing the stage. The light post behind the stage is looking like it's about to fall over. We have to stop everything and say, hey, you have to back up. Kids, being as creative as they are, they turned into a song. Back up, back up. I'm like, no, no, no. You really have to back up or it's gonna be a wrap. We're all gonna get injured. But we saved the day. No light post fell. They had a great time. 24K Goldn. It was a great event.
He's really talented at making music too. I remember like on the buses, he'd be singing sometimes, like, and seeing him perform and go out there, it was really awesome. I was so happy to see him, like, everyone was loving it.
So like even before I started performing, you know, they were already chanting my name, you know, everyone's yelling Hundo. And it's just like, man, let's do this. So it's no, they got a whole chant going on, everyone's chanting Hundo. And I just get on the stage and I can see everybody, they look super ready. And it's just like, all right, they're ready to rock tonight.
These two giant bands are there. And then the third band was the Vandals, Kurt Mullaney on drums.
I would say it was a bold move.
It was such a unique idea for SI, not for the general public, not for the climate of the times, but for St. Ignatius, a private, mostly middle-class school, to have a rock concert was unique. And I'm sure every parent was not in favor of it.
With any kind of trailblazing, there is always pushback. I really want to give credit to Jeff Glosser and other members of faculty that saw a change in the students' energy towards SI. And we really wanted to bring back that school spirit and that community. I'm not saying that it was lacking, but it was just there was a change. I heard of some kind of pushback from parents, from students, but at the end of the day, the afterwards result and the memories, the lasting memories, you can just see that it was all worth it.
SI was still a very traditional place. Our dress code was such collared shirts. Our hair couldn't touch our ears. Our hair couldn't touch our collars. No jeans. We had inherited a great tradition when we were there. There were impromptu rallies almost every game Friday during recess that the entire student body would end up in the yard. It was amazing. And on game days, particularly big football and basketball games, most of, if not the entire student body, would walk down Stanton Street to Kezar.
I just also feel like it created a good environment, not only for my class, but also for the school as well. You know, still talking about it in the school, even after the performance, not just before, but, you know, there's people still coming up after, you know, Instagram's going up, Snapchat, everything, all the social media platforms, you know, they're kind of taking off. So it's like, it created a good environment, not just for myself and not just for my class, but, you know, pretty much for the whole school.
Senior year in itself is very special. It's a chance for kind of a fulfillment and understanding of, you know, you were a young adult when you entered high school and you're kind of transitioning into adulthood. And I can only speak as a senior in that moment that it was so beautiful, and you definitely bond with faculty, students, I mean, everybody around you.